I am LaMarsha Lewis. Let's talk. Monday, February the 21st, 2021. We're going to do a conversation. Our commentary is going to be talking about Michele TaFoya, who is a former ESPN sideline reporter. She gets co-hosted on The View. And after her two-day appearance on The View, at one point in time, she would have been like the potentially candidate to replace Megyn McCain, John McCain's daughter, who left at the end of season 24. Michele TaFoya was on there, and she, as many people are saying, she showed us who she is. Many people, because she's been a reporter, a sideline reporter for many, many years, made a lot of money, and many people are saying that they did not realize that she's the racist that she's showing that she is. It was a Colin Kaepernick conversation she had on The View with Sonny, and she's been out there on Megyn Kelly. She's had a conversation with her, Tucker Carson, Fox News, and I even posted on my social media. I'm like, it's only a matter of time before she's sitting with a job, because she's no longer a sideline reporter. Supposedly she retired at the end. Well, as of recent as February the 13th, the Super Bowl was her last assignment, and of her being a sideline reporter. And as many people say, all the years she has been out there doing interviews with black people, and she's again showing who she is. But hey, Maya Angelou told us, when someone show you who they are, you believe them. You believe them the first time. I said CRT is not taught in schools of any grade level, pre-K, kindergarten through 12th grade, grade school, middle school, junior high, or high school, kindergarten through 12th grade. This is just pure BS from white racist people, because again, she was out there on Tucker Carson show, and I'm going to play that clip, but it started, many people start calling her out and like what's going on with her when she was on The View. And she also, after her appearance on The View, people was like speculating what's going on with her job, her real job, that being a sideline reporter. And something came out so much that they made a statement that, well, she has so many, she don't work every game. She do have some off games and things like that. And then a little later on, it came out that she would be retiring. And like I said, I'm just waiting until we hear the announcement. She's now doing some type of work commentating for Fox News. But let's listen. Shout out to Tiffany Cross. I love her. She always comes with it, baby, because she also called out Megyn McCain when Megyn McCain talking about, and now Megyn McCain is not at The View, when she was talking about like Asians and people like that get a job because of, should one of us be leaving, where like she really got the job on merits and let people of color come. But Tiffany, this is what Tiffany Cross had to say about Michele TaFoya. Said, sideline swimmer Michele TaFoya has been saying many senseless things. I address them here. I don't follow the minions of sports. However, obviously former athletes have something to offer. I'm making the bigger point here about the disparity of white and black sports journalists and who the industry prioritize. Moreover, if the NFL want to partner with Rock Nation, great. I've been a J fan forever. If the NFL wants to partner to truly engage in structural changes to their racist practices and address social justice issues, there are many organizations that are trained for that and have been doing that work for decades. So it says the Cross Connection with Tiffany Cross. Let's listen.
Folks like Michael Smith and Michael Hopkins.
We're going to start it up. There we go.
Howard Bryant, Chris Broussard. All right, let's talk sports, politics, and privilege. Sitting at the intersection of this trio, Michele TaFoya. After making a living talking to mostly black men making plays on the field, this recently retired NFL sideline reporter is ready to play for her home team, speaking almost exclusively with white people about her newly unveiled views on race. She found her tribe with the terrible Tucker Carlson, a sympathetic ear in the echo chamber, and then she went to the blackface expert, Megyn Kelly, who surprisingly didn't parrot the Fox line, stick to sports. But the both Jesus and Santa are white ladies should have given Michele some advice, because this hot take TaFoya dropped on The View was quite the hot trash.
You know, you live in the United States. You know that color of skin has been mattering to people.
Can't we change it that it doesn't?
We need white people to step up and do that.
But I think that they've been doing that since the Civil War.
Girl, flag on the play. No wonder Sideline Susan is so adamantly against critical race theory. Who needs actual knowledge when you can whitewash history with your own ignorant, ill-informed, fabricated narrative? Now, apparently, it's CRT that is causing her kids to think that skin color matters, not the Jim Crow era, or the ongoing civil rights battle, or the fake war on drugs, or the omnipresent and numerous patterns of black bodies being harmed or black lives being taken. Now, I'm no Jemele Hill, but if I were, I might be compelled to remind TaFoya that for someone who doesn't want her kids taught that skin color matters, she's blissfully ignorant to the fact that it seems to matter very much in her own industry. Take, for instance, the obvious gap in black journalists taking up space on sports platforms. It's quite few and far between. Sure, they'll take a former athlete who played the game to sit across from them because that's how they like to see us, as entertainers who run, dunk, and tackle. But an actual intellectual trained in the craft of journalism to call games, offer insight, and level the field? Nah. Now, while TaFoya enjoys opportunities denied to so many, sports broadcasting has consistently eliminated men and women, black men and women, from top jobs in the industry. Folks like Michael Smith and Michael Holley, Howard Bryant, Chris Broussard, and LZ Granderson, who so brilliantly points out in his LA Times opinion piece that TaFoya actually lives in Edina, Minnesota, a suburb of Minneapolis that was founded and populated by black people in the 1890s until they were systematically driven out by racial covenants embedded in property deeds. These covenants stated that property could be sold only to white people. Such a shame that CRT isn't currently being taught in any school anywhere, because TaFoya may have learned about the history in her own backyard. But determined to remain blissfully ignorant, TaFoya Trump goes on to say things like this.
If he really, really wanted, if the one thing he wanted, Megyn, in this life was to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, he'd be one right now. And, you know, given that he had the talent. But he made some business decisions.
No, babe, the NFL made business decisions to deny a skilled athlete fairness in favor of buying the blackness of a billionaire. Yes, obviously, Becky, skin color matters, as society has shown us again and again and again. Now, if Kaepernick made a business decision, TaFoya is most certainly making a political one. She's saying these nonsensical things while co-chairing the gubernatorial campaign of a right-wing kumbaya Kendall Quills, who rejects the idea that America is racist. So, sure, Michele, trade in your sideline gig for a frontline opportunity to join the ranks of the few Republican women that the wealthy white men let sit at their table. But some advice for the sideline swindler: your enemies will come after you the second you misbehave. Just ask Liz Cheney. And I'm not saying I spoke to Jemele Hill about these trivial TaFoya takes, but if I had, Jemele might have said that hundreds of equally, if not more qualified journalists of color never got the opportunity to stand on the sidelines and interview mostly black players in a sport that is nearly 60% African American and play in a league with zero black owners. But perhaps it was a business decision on TaFoya's part to never ask about that.
So my girl, again, I love Tiffany Cross. She just came with the truth, because she's out there campaigning. I think it's fair to say she's lost her the opportunity to replace Meghan McCain on The View. But now I do look for her at any point in time for it to be now. She's gotten a job with Fox News. So it says. I'm saying Megyn. Michele TaFoya showed her real self her real racist self. I'm just waiting for the announcement that she's working for Fox News. She's been on Tucker Carson, Fox News, Megyn Kelly, again, who made the blackface remarks. Michele is no longer a sideline reporter. Her last job assignment, again, was Super Bowl Sunday a couple of weeks ago, February the 13th. And she tried to say that the reason that Colin Kaepernick do not have a job is his own choice. He made bad business decisions. It's like what Tiffany just said, and also when she was on The View and Sonny pointed out, it's because he's been banned. He's been blackballed for taking a stance against racism because he took a knee. And like I said, and then they don't ever acknowledge he was, at one point in time, Colin was just sitting on the bench. It was a veteran, a military person said, well, just take a knee. And because he taken a stand against, again, what's going on with black people and injustice and brutality and all of this, he took a stand. He lost his football career. And this white woman's out here lying, and she's knowing she's lying. That's what's so bad about all this. Let me see. We listen to this.
It breaks my heart that my kids are being taught that skin color matters. And to me, if you want white people to step up, I was stepping up when I addressed the school and said, why are we having these picnics for families of color? Why are we separating our kids? If the world is integrated, let's continue that and have everyone find out what we all have in common, not just what we have in common with people who look like us.
And that was her when she was on Tucker Carson. So she's out here campaigning since she realized she blew it. She won't be, again, like I said, have a job at The View. So now she's going to go to where she really belongs, which is that of Fox News. It said, it breaks my heart that my kids are being taught that skin color matters, Michele TaFoya said on Fox News channel. This white racist heifer. Speaking out at Tucker Carson, guest Michele TaFoya left her job as an NFL sideline reporter in order to have a voice against CRT and other racial progressive policies. So now she's out here on a political career aspiration. She talked about her daughter, something about having darker skin. She talked about her son at one point in time this is when she was on The View. We used to have a black African American friend. Then what did she call it? Okay, it says all this started when Michele TaFoya revealed herself on The View last year, 2021, and she actually guest co-hosted 2 days, November the 2nd and November the 3rd. But going back to what I was saying, it says the 2 days she guest co-hosted and was a potential candidate to replace Megyn McCain, John McCain's daughter. Michele TaFoya began to trend due to being MIA after her appearance again for the 2 days on The View from her sideline reporting job after her appearance on The View. And she made those CRT, which CRT stands for critical race theory, as Sonny Hawson have often stated on The View. And as we know, and this is what's crazy, why parents all of a sudden trying to pretend, but they just go with the narrative, they go with the propaganda, whatever the Republican puts out, they follow suit. What parent don't know what your child is being taught? Make it make sense. And as Sonny said, because she had mentioned how at one point in time her children was in 4th grade, and of course we know there's a young age still, they was talking about like some things that she said she felt uncomfortable with, so therefore she removed her children from the class. But again, disclaimer, there is no CRT being taught in any public, private school from pre-K, kindergarten through 12th grade. It is a class if you are aspiring to be a lawyer. It's taught in college. Critical race theory is taught in college and not in school. And these white folks, these racist people out here, they know it. it says, and this is a tweet. Imagine Michele TaFoya being around black players all these years and still become a racist gifter and staining her reputation. She's not staining it. She's just showing us who she is. So a lot of people is just calling her to the carpet, rightfully so. So like I said, I'm just waiting till we all hear she's working at Fox News. I'm going to read some more tweets of Michele. She's been trending a lot today. Also, there is no doubt Michele TaFoya made more money than most NFL players. Sad, another tweet. Sad to find out that Michele TaFoya is an asshole. Michele TaFoya making a calculation to weaponize her whiteness as currency because she is aging out of the current role shows a keen awareness, a large segment of society fringing ignorance to racism because they are actually invested in it. It's a plan A or B if they need it. And that, I can see that being true. But again, you're still showing who you are. Michele TaFoya has to look at a teacher whose class I would try to transfer. It says Michele TaFoya has the look of a teacher whose class I would try to transfer out on the first day of school. Michele says she has no sympathy for Colin Kaepernick. I wonder how many of the significant people who shaped the coverage of the NFL feel that way, and how much that shaped the coverage of Kaepernick kneeling in his post-NFL career. Thinking about Michele TaFoya retiring and immediately turning into Tucker Carson. And this is another guy that I like, Roland Martin, his tweet. Michele TaFoya talked to a lot of black men roaming the sidelines in the NFL. Let's see if she has the courage to talk to black-owned media about her advancing conservative politics. I want to go one-on-one with her when I get back from Liberia. And this is Roland Martin. She knows exactly what she's doing. Listen to this clip from The View.
From a tree. When you have a country, or let's talk about a state, where somebody can be hung from a tree, and it's okay? That's not okay. Well, it was okay. It was okay in the South. People did it all the time. People would run you down. And not that long ago. Not that long ago. Lynchings. They're lynching people. I mean, I love having this conversation because I feel like it's important. You know, when my grandpa came back from World War I, he still had to step off the sidewalk. That makes to let somebody. It should. We need more people to feel like that so we can get to the place that everybody thought we were with race and all the conversations. But America has had her reckoning. It continues to happen because unless we can say, this is what the country was like, this is what we don't want to be anymore. We have to teach the little ones, respect people, because you'll be around people, you'll see people, you'll hear people say things that won't make sense to you. This is what happens in the country because we're not past that.
But there seems to be this movement on the right to not...
So, like I say, she's been out here on her tour. She's been on a she's been on Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carson on this tour. So she knows exactly what she's doing. She knows what she's campaigning for. She is showing herself, and she's proud of that, but she's also aspiring for a political career. And I'm just looking forward to be most likely with Fox News. I'm LaMarsha Lewis. Let's talk.